Jeff, here's a short analysis. Here's your father taking it back, and let's just do a comparison. I'll use myself on the right, and this is a slow-mo hitting a driver. We're both hitting drivers, and I'm going to always suggest using some sort of a alignment tool so you know where you're going. And notice how the golf club is kind of passing through my hands. My arms are staying a lot more in front of me, whereas your father's arms, really get behind him. So if we just put a vertical line down from where your dad's hand position is back here, to where mine is, a lot more on my body. His is way too deep and way too behind him. And this club face of his is very open as well. So that face is pointing very, on a 45. Mine's a little bit more skyward, a little bit out of frame there. And then as your father comes down, let's take this down into slow-mo. That right arm's trapped behind him. Let's take mine down a little bit. My right arm's a little bit more in front of me. And more importantly, the club face, you can see is more in a place of closing. Where's that face pointing now? If we come back to your father's, that face is very skyward at this point. It's still pointing up. So naturally your dad's going to wipe across the golf ball. That face is still pointing too far to the right. Whereas with me, the face is closing with rate of closure onto the golf ball so I can hit it, sort of where I'm aiming. Where your father's going to hit this, the ball's going to start to the right and then wipe further to the right. The other thing to note, if we take a look really at what's going on with this body weight pressure here, and I'll put a little circle around the feet in both cases. With your father, you can see, weight goes into his right foot on his backswing. His heel rises a bit, which isn't bad. And then you can see his weight clearly stays back on his trail foot, and he actually spins back out on it. So his heel works back toward the camera. And if we come onto my side over here, if we go back a little further, weight's on my lead foot. I'll turn off the multiple views here. And my foot actually gets drug a little bit toward my lead foot. So when that foot, my trail foot's skidding a little bit there, that heel is working closer to my trail heel is working closer to my left foot. It's not spinning behind me. So those two little bullet points will help your father a lot. Let's get the hands more in front of his body. So his arms feel like they stay in front of his chest. If I could kind of draw some arms on here, it would kind of look like this. Not a very good artist with regard to where the club would be and drawing this with some stick figures. But they're just too deep back here, and that's a big problem. And then he needs to feel like his right foot can skid a little bit. That's an extreme feel, but it'll help him really get his weight on his left foot. He's trying to square the face right now by over-rotating his body to help the ball start left enough. We have to actually get the club path going more to the right of the target line.